Should Tom Brady surprise everyone? It's kind of the common thought is that Aaron Rodgers will win. Should Tom Brady win the MVP award?
Absolutely, he should win the MVP award. Tom Brady, statistically, this year has put himself in this position to win the MVP. But for some strange reason, others are thinking that Aaron Rodgers should win this MVP. Now, I'm not Bruce Arians. I know we both got bald heads. Other than that, I ain't got a can go. I'm not Bruce Arians. So I'm not going to go as far as say travesty, because that's not my player. However, I am with him in terms of sentiment, like, how can anyone else win this award outside of Tom Brady? He has more passing touchdowns. Passing touchdowns, like the ultimate determinant of what you're doing at that position is how many times you're getting the ball in the end zone based on you throwing the football. He has more passing touchdowns than anyone. Also has more total touchdowns for all these running quarterbacks, scat backs, 2.0s, all y'all, add them all up. He still has more total touchdowns than everyone else. More passing yards a game. Why is that interesting? Because between the 20s, a lot of times you could get stopped before the red zone. But he's going up and down the field every single game. More passing yards a game than anyone. And he has the same amount of wins as the guy that everyone is talking about in Aaron Rodgers. So you add it all up, how can you make a case for anyone else? I don't want to get into the injury conversation, the war of attrition conversation, playing with less conversation, age conversation, but I'm prepared for battle. The point is, it's not a travesty, but the front runner needs to be Tom Brady.
I'll go as far as saying it is a travesty. I agree with everything you said, however, but Tom Brady should absolutely win the MVP award, and hopefully this argument makes it clear. The only argument that Aaron Rodgers has is that he is more efficient than Tom Brady. Okay. That's the only argument that Aaron Rodgers has for beating out Tom Brady. Okay. But in life, we never care about efficiency. We only care about gross. When talking about the richest individuals in the world, Elon Musk, Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, we don't say, well, how much money do they make per hour worked? We just say, how much money do they make? Across our journey of academia, we don't say, well, how good were your grades per how much you studied? We just say, did you get straight A's? In the music industry, if you want to talk about artists and their Grammys, well, how many Grammys did they win per albums that they recorded? We just say, how many Grammys did the artist win? In the same manner, when it comes down to the MVP award, why are we saying, well, Aaron Rodgers threw more touchdowns per passes he threw? No, we need to just say Tom Brady threw more touchdowns. Tom Brady had more completions. Tom Brady had more yards. Tom Brady threw for over 5,000 yards at the age of 44. I can leave off at the age of 44 and just say he threw for 5,000 yards. Only 9 quarterbacks have done that in the history of the NFL. Tom Brady has done it twice. So why do we bring up efficiency now when talking about the MVP award when we never bring up efficiency in life? We don't sit here, Sel, and say, well, Acho, you slept 10 hours last night? Man, I only slept 7, but I slept 7 good ones. No, we say, well, you outdid me. The only time efficiency matters is if efficiency still outdoes gross. But in this case, Aaron Rodgers' efficiency didn't outdo Tom Brady's gross. Aaron Rodgers was more efficient, but he didn't have more touchdowns. He was more efficient, but he didn't have more yards. He was more efficient, but he didn't have more wins. So I get that Aaron Rodgers was incredibly efficient, but his efficiency still did not outdo Tom Brady. For that reason, to me, it's really unequivocally clear that Tom Brady should win the MVP.
Golly, man, I'm not doing TV, y'all, but you know me. I am a defensive attorney. So right now, you done activated my law firm. Man, it's time to pay what you need to pay in retainer, because you can't come out here and say it like that, like so wholeheartedly. There's no case for Aaron Rodgers. Now, there is a case. Let's talk about it. Let's go on a family picnic right now.
Yes, sir.
We ain't going to Nigeria. I saw what happened to you in Nigeria, the family picnic in Compton. We going to my side of the
safer? Slightly.
Different heat. Different heat. Let's stay here in L.A. Okay, family picnic. You and I walk up, and everybody's like, all right, let's play tug of war. You know you're going to get picked on one side. I'm going to get picked on the other side. Now, this is how we're different in our approaches to life, not just in our takes. When I'm playing tug of war, the first thing I'm looking at is who's on the other side, because I got to know what they are working with when I'm about to start pulling this rope. You I know you. You know what you're thinking? I'm Emmanuel Acho. I'm going to pull my hardest. Once I pull my hardest, that's going to be good enough. And I'm looking at you like, Acho, you better recognize and respect what's on the other side. In every conversation we have, you go so full throttle on what you believe, you never look at the other side. They got a gas pedal too. And it's time for you to pump your brakes. Here's the thing. If you are Aaron Rodgers, this is what you activate. You said it, passer rating. All right, this accumulation of all these statistics to show efficiency. You're right on that. Completion percentage, I'm better than him as well. Okay, a little more of efficiency model, but it does add up to a gross. Passing yards per attempt, man, you diving in the weeds. Get up out of there. Win percentage, giveaways, You're starting to get to some metrics that make sense, that actually add to a case of, hey, why is Aaron Rodgers in this conversation? Not just in the conversation, but the front runner according to Fox Bet Sportsbook. Now, Acho, let me beat you up one more time before you beat me up coming back and retort. You always say that there's no model out there where we say work efficiently is better than just the gross work. People always talk about, your generation always talks about work smarter, not harder.
Yes, sir.
Interesting. If Tom Brady did all this to just get to the same win number as Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers missed games, Aaron Rodgers created the problems that he had to fix, Aaron Rodgers has a higher win percentage because he has one fewer game, all of a sudden it starts to look like maybe this is attached to today's societal norm of work smarter, not harder. I would vote for Tom Brady,
sir.
But I'm not going to sit there and roll my eyes or side-eye anyone who raises their hand to vote for Aaron Rodgers. It sounds like you would.
Here's why. To vote for Aaron Rodgers would be to fall under this lazy narrative in society where the squeaky wheel gets the oil. Even if the wheel doesn't deserve the oil. Why? If Aaron Rodgers wouldn't have caused so much attention this year, Sel, we would not be talking about him so much that now when talking about him, we're talking that he should win the MVP. Why? Yes. Aaron Rodgers has not outperformed Tom Brady. Aaron Rodgers has 13 wins. Tom Brady has 13 wins. Does Brady have 4 losses? Yes. Do the Packers have 4 losses? Yes. Why did the Packers get 4 losses and Aaron Rodgers have 3 losses? Because Aaron Rodgers wasn't available for his team.
That part.
So Aaron Rodgers, you must inherit that loss like the Green Bay Packers inherited that loss. Aaron Rodgers hasn't done anything Tom Brady hasn't done. Here's my biggest issue, my biggest gripe. If y'all haven't seen J.R. Smith tweet lately, he's going back to school. I don't know what degree he's getting. If
golfing,
you know, let me know.
Like.
He's golfing there as well, but he's getting a degree, and he's like, bro, why did math introduce letters?
Yeah.
And I feel you,
So
JR. As soon as you get to algebra and algebra 2, like, why are we now talking about 2x? I just know what 2 is. Why are you bringing letters into this?
This English.
I bring that up for this reason. I don't want to have to use division symbols to figure out who my NFL MVP should be.
Strong.
I don't want to have to talk about, well, what was your completion percentage? I don't want to have to lead with that. Because to lead with completion percentage is, well, how many completions did you have versus pass attempts? I don't want to have to talk about, well, what was your win percentage? Because to talk about win percentage is now, well, how many games did you win versus how many games did you play? Everybody gets to play 17 games, y'all. So if you played less than somebody else, that's on you. That's not on them. Well, what was your touchdown percentage? I want to talk about these real, raw, digestible numbers. Because as soon as you start to talk about percentages and passer ratings and things that introduce division symbols, well, those aren't the raw, easily digestible numbers.
Okay.
Tom Brady outdid Aaron Rodgers in all raw numbers, and he was equal to Aaron Rodgers in the raw number of wins and losses. Y'all start talking about percentages. Now the game gets a little hazy.
It gets a little hazy?
hazy.
Well, let me clear your vision. Here's some Visine, homeboy. Listen to me right now. I'll give you some simple math.
Please.
I'll use Tom Brady against Tom Brady. This is what we do at my law firm. But first, let me check my Cash App. Make sure your retainer came in because, boy, I ain't helping you out if you don't need that help and I don't get that dough. Here we go. Damn it, I hate to do this. I'm going to make an argument against my argument, even though I like my argument. Tom Brady should win the MVP. But Tom Brady has won the MVP 3 times before. And in those years, he was top 5 in completion percentage and passer rating, right? Okay, makes sense. Now we're looking at Tom Brady in a different complexion. 2007, first in completion percentage, first in passer rating. Give him the MVP. 2010, 4th and 1st. 2017, 5th and 3rd. Still wins it. This year, 7th and 9th. Now we introducing some dudes who ain't even in the MVP conversation that are better than you in some major statistical categories. I'm going to use Tom Brady against Tom Brady to make an argument for Aaron Rodgers. Simple math. I didn't go 2X. I didn't go into some quotients. I didn't go into derivatives and all that. Boy. Whew. I use simple math. I use Tom Brady in some respects. This is the worst MVP version of Tom Brady. Sure. I will also say, if you're not your best version as an MVP and someone else is doing well, same number of wins, someone else is being more efficient, someone else is right next to you taking half the strides, we got to start looking at your running form. And I think that's the conversation for some writers, some reporters, some voters out there. Not my conversation, but let's talk to him.
But I would caution them because there's a contradiction in that logic. Because if you want to use Tom Brady against Tom Brady, then you could very easily, and unfortunately, use Aaron Rodgers against Aaron Rodgers.
Yes.
Because last year, Aaron Rodgers won the MVP. And he had a higher completion percentage last year. It was 71. This year, it's 69. He had significantly more passing touchdowns last year, 48. This year, 37. He had the same roughly amount of interceptions. Last year, 5. This year, 4. So if you want to use an individual against themselves, even Aaron Rodgers will come up short. If you just want to go Brady versus Rodgers, it's simple. And if you want to have to pair things out or split hairs, the splitting of hairs is also simple. Aaron Rodgers was more than not a detriment and distraction off the field to his team. Tom Brady clearly was not a detriment nor distraction off the field to his team, but Tom Brady still had to deal with distractions. So even if we have to split hairs, when it comes down to hair splitting, the nod still goes to Tom Brady. Only reason we talking all this Aaron Rodgers is because, love me or hate me, it is still an obsession, and we are unfortunately obsessed with Aaron Rodgers in the media.
Okay, this is my last one. Because somebody just sent me a Venmo on top of the Cash App, so I got to do a little extra work. I'm going to be up here all night. This year, how many games? 17.
Yes, sir.
Years past, 30 years or so, we went 16 games. Before that, 14 games, right? So when you start to see, we're adding games, what does that change? That changes the aggregate number, the gross number, the simple number, right? But it doesn't change the efficiency in terms of numbers. It changes the gross aggregate. Why am I bringing that up? You just brought up the case that Aaron Rodgers is only winning in efficiency numbers, which is constant no matter how many games you play.
Yes, sir.
But when you talk about aggregate numbers, who has the most completions ever? Well, yeah, he played more games than Drew Brees. Yeah, he should break his record. Well, this year, total touchdowns, total yards. Yeah, based on the field, he beat everyone else. But he also, if we're going to use this historically, had more games to do it. But then we use the efficiency model, which levels the playing field. Aaron Rodgers stands right there next to Tom Brady in passer rating and completion percentage. Now we're merging mathematics and the logic and philosophy.
Here's my issue, I think. I think my biggest issue is this. The efficiency model is for those with a weak argument. The efficiency model is for those with a cowardice argument. Not saying you, but those who would defend Aaron Rodgers. The reason is, yeah, I want to say that I'm just as wealthy as Bill Gates compared to how many hours I've worked. Because I know that the gross comes down to I am not.
You are not.
Yeah, man, I got as many Emmys as Denzel compared to how many times I've been nominated. I'm 2 for 2. At the end of the day, Denzel only 2 for 10. He only 5 for 10. That's a weak argument. The efficiency model is for those who know they are losing.
They're losing, right.
Aaron Rodgers, to use that efficiency model is because he knows he cannot beat Tom Brady in a true, real model. So as a result, let me find an efficiency argument because that's the only argument where I am actually inefficient is my argument of efficiency.
Golly, man. I needed to hear that about 20 years ago or so when people come up to me, oh, you're the first one in your family to do A, B, C. I was like, that's efficient. That's gross, too. And it's kind of gross that nobody did it before me. Damn it, give me some money, mama.